I really don't like that I can't lean on this. I feel like a big thing now is everybody's talking about like taxing the rich, and I think we need to stop that from happening. We're seeing a big move towards like more socialism, and I think that's bad. I think we need to go back to that old thing of like pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and actually making yourself successful instead of somebody just handing you something. Like free college, for example. Not everybody deserves to go to college, and people need to work to go to college, and I feel like we need to stop those bills from being passed at all costs, because I feel like that would ruin our country.
I would like to talk about terrorism. I think it's a really big issue our country faces, especially this year. I think ISIS is it's a strong force to fight. It's a scattered force. There's people in other countries that are linked to ISIS. There's people in our own country linked to ISIS. And I think that all comes down to the ways we let immigration affect us. I think our borders need to be stricter. We need to only accept the immigrants under extensive background checks. I think we need to look more into their backgrounds and their links to possible terrorist groups, and I think we need to be careful about who we choose to let into our country.
Wasn't there supposed to be another candidate somewhere?
Yeah, he's not here.
Go ahead.
I would like to say terrorism as well. I feel as though terrorism is it's a very real thing, and it is very scary, but I also agree our borders need to be a lot more stricter, and there needs to be extensive background checks before we just let anyone in. And I feel at the same time we need to make it easier for people to become citizens though, because there's a lot of things that we make them go through that we don't even know ourselves, you know? Like, I feel like a lot of the people that are coming to America to live here and start over and try to do better for themselves are put through a lot more than our own citizens themselves. So I feel like to help with terrorism, we need stricter borders, but at the same time, we need to make it easier for people to become citizens here.
So I feel that equality is a big thing that I want to push forward, because I feel like it is unfair that if a white man and a white woman are doing the same job, same task, do it the same way, that one gets paid more than the other. I feel like we should equal it out, and the equality of it just doesn't stop there. It's about race in a way. I don't want to turn this into like a race war or whatever that the media perceives every time you want to talk about this certain type of subject. I want to just talk about the issues that face the country whenever you bring up equality. That discrimination and racism is at like not an all-time high, but it's really high in our country right now. And I thought that they fought and they deserved what they got. The civil rights movement, they fought for what they wanted, and they pushed, and I felt like they earned it. And coming from background myself, I'm mixed, so I understand. I don't understand, but I know where it comes from with people who feel that they get neglected or get looked over, and I just feel like that it's unfair and that we need to work more towards bringing the country together and not further apart.
I believe that our most important issue was reforming the education system, because the students are the ones who are going to lead us into the future and who we are going to need to be able to handle the same situations we are going through right now, or even bigger problems. I believe that this starts with the tweaking the curriculum, and we also need to find better systems for students to pay for college. It's not always easy for people to pay for college, and some people who are really hardworking and deserve to go to college can't afford it and have problems paying it off later. And we need to change the education system so that there's less testing and that students are learning more, because again, that's what our future is.
So what I think the biggest thing is that none of you guys even think of in like your everyday lives, but how much the government controls us and what we have to do in our lives. This is America, right? What is America all about? Freedom. Okay? How much our government dictates what we do and everything that we do. In our phones, there's 30 different speakers in this room that the government can be listening to every single one of these at once and hearing exactly what I'm saying. That's what these things are. They're cameras, they're looking at us right freaking now if they wanted to. No reason to. But if they wanted to, they could, is what the point is. So how much control the government actually has over us is ridiculous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. Just gotta cut it. Just gotta cut it. Cut it. What do you gotta say?
Okay.
Can I ask a
Well,
question?
no, because